Hello, dear travelers. This is Arthur, your humble guide, welcoming you back to another soothing voyage on our podcast, Sleepy Voyages, as the night softly cradles the world and the stars paint stories on the canvas of the sky. It's time to embark on a new journey together, one where dreams and reality interweave, making us question which is which. Today, we're setting sail on the serene waters of self-discovery under the guiding beacon of our episode's theme. You see, every journey we take in the landscape of sleep is not just about reaching the tranquil shores of dreamland, but also about diving deeper within ourselves, exploring and embracing who we truly are. Today's tale that will accompany us on this introspective journey is a classic, a beloved fable that has comforted and taught us since childhood, The Ugly Duckling. It is a story that resonates with all of us in one way or another, reminding us that beauty lies not in the eyes of the beholder, but within the heart of the beheld. So, my dear voyagers, as we prepare to set sail into the tranquil sea of sleep, let's keep our hearts and minds open to the waves of understanding, the breezes of acceptance, and the celestial navigation of self-discovery. Just remember, on this journey, you are not alone. I'm here with you, guiding you along every step of the way. Welcome to another serene episode of Sleepy Voyages. Let's embark on our journey to finding your true self. Before we tuck you in tonight, voyagers of the night sky, we have a small but crucial request. As your eyelids grow heavy and the soothing tones of Sleepy Voyages guide you to the realm of dreams, remember the peace, serenity, and comfort that we bring to you every night, just as a lighthouse guides lost ships. In the darkness, your reviews help other restless dreamers find their way to us by leaving a review and sharing your thoughts on your experience. You are reaching out to other insomniacs lost in the night, guiding them towards restful sleep. Take a moment before you drift away to click on the Leave a Review button on your podcast app. Help us extend our galaxy of tranquility to all those who seek the solace of sound sleep. And once you've done that, feel free to slip back under the covers of our sleep stories, ready to be whisked away on another sleepy voyage. Remember, your stars light the way for others. Every review, every rating helps us create a bigger, more beautiful universe of peace and rest. And tonight, dear voyagers, we're going to explore a theme that touches every one of us in every stage of our lives. The journey of self-discovery. This is the voyage that we are all on, whether we're aware of it or not. It's about peeling back the layers of expectations, perceptions of others, and even our own misconceptions about ourselves. It's about finding that essence, that core of truth within us that makes us uniquely who we are. You see, the process of self-discovery is not always easy. It can be filled with moments of confusion, of discomfort, even of isolation. Yet, it is in these moments that we find the opportunity to grow, to change, to evolve into the most authentic version of ourselves, like a diamond being formed under pressure, or a butterfly emerging from its cocoon. It is through these challenges that we transform, and when we emerge on the other side, when we finally recognize and accept our true selves, it's as if we're seeing the world and ourselves with new eyes. And so, tonight, as you nestle into your pillow and let your mind start to drift, remember this: your journey of self-discovery is a beautiful one. It's a journey that is entirely yours, one that will lead you to a deep and powerful understanding of your truest self. And that, dear voyagers, is an adventure worth undertaking. Now, as we begin to embark on our sleepy voyage tonight, let's take a moment to prepare our minds and bodies. Let's take a deep breath in. Hold it. And release. Feel the tension melting away from your body. Feel your thoughts slowing down. Good. We are ready to set sail into the realm of dreams and to the land of the Ugly Duckling. I hope this script embodies the warm and gentle tone you're aiming to achieve in your podcast, while emphasizing the theme of self-discovery. And now, let's delve a bit deeper into what self-discovery truly means. What is it that we are talking about here? The term self-discovery refers to a journey. It's about exploring your true self, understanding your own values, beliefs, and aspiration. It's the process of introspection, where you actively seek to understand yourself, your motivations, and what makes you you. Many of us are too preoccupied with the hustle and bustle of everyday life that we often forget to ask ourselves, who am I really? We may identify with our roles or the expectations others have of us, but is that truly who we are? Self-discovery is the journey of peeling back these layers like an onion until we reach our core, just like the ugly duckling who didn't realize he was truly a beautiful swan. We sometimes need to navigate our own waters of self-doubt and societal expectations to find our own unique beauty. Before we embark on this narrative journey, let's prepare our minds and bodies let's loosen the reins of our thoughts and surrender our senses to the calming rhythm of our breath. So, dear voyagers, I invite you now to find a comfortable position. Close your eyes and take a slow, deep breath in. Hold it for a few seconds, and then let it out, releasing any tension you might be holding on to. Feel the stress of the day melt away with each exhalation. Let's do this together a few more times, synchronizing our breaths to the calming rhythm of the night, creating a peaceful harmony. This deep breathing exercise is like the gentle rocking of a boat, calming the waves of our thoughts and preparing us for the voyage ahead. By focusing on our breath, we anchor ourselves in the present moment, opening our hearts and minds to the story that is about to unfold. So take one more deep breath, hold, and release. Let's set sail together on this journey towards finding your true self, leaving behind the pages of our day, readying ourselves to open a new chapter full of peace and relaxation. Close your eyes if you haven't already done so. Feel the space around you. It's okay if you're still aware of the day's thoughts and concerns. Imagine them as clouds in your mind's sky, drifting further away with each breath you take. Now, let's take a deep, slow breath in together. Breathe in through your nose for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it for a moment. Now exhale through your mouth slowly for a count of 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let every stress and worry leave your body with this breath. That's it. You're doing wonderfully. Continue with this cycle, breathing in tranquility for 4 counts, holding it for a brief pause, and exhaling any tension for 6 counts. With every breath, feel your body becoming lighter, as though you're slowly merging with the calm darkness of the night. As we progress, allow your breathing to become your anchor, pulling you gently away from the bustling world and into the comforting cocoon of our story. The world of the Ugly Duckling is waiting for us. A journey of transformation and discovery mirrored in our own lives. As we continue with our sleepy voyage tonight, remember, you are safe here. You are valued. Whenever your mind wanders off, gently guide it back to the rhythm of your breath, to the soothing ebb and flow of your own life force. Now, with hearts calm and minds open, let's dive into our story. Tonight, our story begins at a tranquil, serene place, nestled in the heart of nature, Picture in your mind's eye a quaint, peaceful pond. This is no ordinary pond. It's a haven of tranquility, a safe refuge from the world's hustle and bustle. Around this pond, lush green grass spreads like a velvet carpet, punctuated by tiny wildflowers of every imaginable color. Each one sways gently in the rhythm of the soft breeze, as if whispering lullabies to the world around. The sky above mirrors the calmness of the earth, with hues of soft purples and blues as twilight blankets the world. A symphony of gentle sounds fills the air, the whisper of the wind rustling through the reeds at the water's edge, the distant hoot of an owl bidding goodbye to the day, the soft murmur of water. At the heart of this idyllic setting is the pond itself. It's a mirror reflecting the sky, each star twinkling as if shyly peeping from the depths below. The water is serene, barely a ripple disturbing its smooth surface. It's as if the pond is a sleeping giant, breathing in and out with the rhythm of the night. Let this serene pond be our backdrop. Picture it clearly. Let your senses absorb its tranquility and your heart echo its calmness. Breathe in. Breathe out. And let's begin our journey with the birth of an extraordinary creature. Now, dear voyagers, as we gently immerse ourselves into this tranquil pond side universe, I invite you to join me on a serene guided visualization. Take a moment to picture a small solitary leaf just released from its tree, now gently floating atop the surface of our peaceful pond. The leaf is buoyant, lightly dancing over the water's soft ripples. A small and delicate vessel journeying on the mirrored surface of the pond. This leaf, voyagers, is you. Feel the slight coolness of the water under you, your edges lightly curling upwards, creating a safe, tiny bowl. The surface tension of the water gently hugs you, forming a delicate cradle that sways you softly from side to side. As the leaf, the world is still and quiet. The whispers of the wind rustle through the reeds, the distant quacking of a duck, the light flutter of a dragonfly's wings as it skims past. All of these sounds further deepen your immersion into this tranquil scene. Imagine the sunlight filtering through the surrounding trees, dappling the water surface and creating a warm, calming light show on your leafy body. You feel the sun's gentle warmth balancing the coolness of the water beneath you. This tranquil state, dear voyagers, is where we will begin our story. Here on this peaceful pond, as a small leaf afloat, you are open, ready to receive the tale of transformation and self-discovery. Continue your deep, rhythmic breathing, allowing yourself to sway with the gentle motion of the pond's current Each inhale is a gentle sway to one side. Each exhale, a sway to the other. You are at peace, ready for the voyage of the Ugly Duckling. Now, as you continue to drift on the peaceful pond, let's focus again on your breath, your life-giving, centering breath. Each inhale fills you with calm. Each exhale releases tension. Picture your breath as a gentle breeze over the pond, rustling the leaves in the nearby trees, making the water ripple ever so slightly under you. Breathe in. And as you breathe out, imagine the gentle motion of the water beneath you, the way it moves in rhythm with your breath. Inhale deeply, drawing in serenity and peace. And exhale slowly, letting go of any distractions, any intrusive thoughts. Continue to breathe in this slow, deep, and rhythmic manner. Each breath is like a soft lullaby for your mind and body, guiding you further into a state of tranquility. As you follow the rhythm of your breath, allow yourself to be fully present in this moment. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, the sensation of air entering and leaving your body, the calming rhythm. This is the music of life, the rhythm of existence. Keep this pace, this peaceful synchrony with your breath. Remember, there's no rush, there's no pressure, just you, your breath, and the soothing tranquility of this moment. Let's carry this peace with us. On the tranquil banks of this very pond, nestled among the cattails and lily pads, there was a nest that belonged to a mother duck who had been lovingly tending to her eggs, her future children, day and night. There was a particular sense of excitement in the air, a sense of new beginnings, as the first rays of dawn broke through the morning haze. One by one, the eggs started to tremble, shaking gently as if swayed by a soft breeze. Cracks appeared, growing wider with each passing moment, until finally out popped a set of ducklings, their feathers fluffy and soft. Their little eyes sparkled with curiosity as they greeted the world for the very first time. Their mother, brimming with joy, counted each one of her beautiful new offspring. But then her eyes fell onto one egg, larger and paler than the others, that was still unhatched. With a furrowed brow, she nudged the egg gently. Then, as if on cue, it too started to shake and crack, and before long, another duckling appeared. However, this one was different. Unlike his siblings, who were small and dainty, he was big and awkward. His feathers weren't golden and fluffy. They were a dull, ashy grey. But despite his unconventional appearance, his eyes shone brightly, carrying an innocent hope. He was different. Now, I want you to take a moment and remember a time when you felt like our dear little ugly duckling. A time when you felt a bit different from everyone else around you. But remember, my friends, it is our differences that make us unique, that make us who we are. So, as you breathe in deeply, imagine yourself as this newborn duckling, different yet full of hope and potential. And remember, every journey begins with a single step, or in our case, a single flap of wings. And so, my dear voyagers, we find ourselves in the presence of this new hatchling, this little one who didn't look like the others, a little different, a little ugly as the others perceived him. But isn't it so that we've all felt like this at one point or another? Let's take a moment to reflect on those times. Imagine yourself wrapped in a warm, comforting blanket under the starlit sky. Can you feel the gentle universe all around you? Take a deep breath in, and now exhale. Now, I want you to think of a moment when you felt different, like our little duckling. Perhaps you felt misunderstood, or maybe even ugly in some way. Paint a vivid picture of that moment in your mind. Feel the emotions associated with that moment. It's okay. Let those feelings come up. This is a safe space. Recognize these feelings, but remember you're observing them from the calm, tranquil safety of the starlit space we're in now. You're not alone in these feelings. We've all had them. And like a pond at night, they're more common than they appear. Breathe in deep again. Now, let it out. As you release this breath, imagine letting go of those feelings of isolation and difference. In this moment, you're not different. You're not alone. Gently draw your attention back to my voice, back to our tranquil pond, and the curious case of our ugly little hatchling. Just as we've embraced our feelings of being different, let's watch how our little friend copes with his own uniqueness by connecting listeners with the story and their own experiences. In this way, you'll be inviting them to explore their feelings of being different, setting the stage for the message of self-discovery and acceptance that follows in the Ugly Duckling's journey. And so, dear voyagers, our little duckling, distinct from the rest, found himself stepping into a world that did not quite understand him, a world that chose to see only his outer differences. He was not the soft yellow of his siblings. Instead, his feathers were of a dull grey, his frame oddly larger, and his quack a bit too loud, a bit too different. As days turned into weeks, he noticed that the world was not kind to those who were different. The other ducklings, their feathers now glossier, their quacks harmonious, would often mock him, their cruel laughter echoing across the peaceful pond, shattering its tranquility. His mother's gaze, once full of warmth, he felt his heart with a sense of isolation, a feeling all too bitter for one so young. It's as though a curtain had descended, leaving him on one side, separate from his siblings, separate from the world that he thought was his. Yet, our little duckling did not let despair consume him. Each day, he would rise with the sun, his spirit undeterred, his eyes holding a glimmer of hope. He continued to explore the world around him, his keen eyes observing, learning and growing, even when the world seemed to turn its back on him. His journey wasn't easy. Cold nights alone under the vast, indifferent sky, days spent searching for a friendly face, a moment of warmth. These were his trials that seemed too heavy for his young wings. But he pressed on. In his solitude, the ugly duckling found a silent teacher. Nature, in its abundant grace, showed him that there was beauty in resilience, beauty in being different. He watched as the caterpillar transformed into a butterfly, the bud bloomed into a flower, and he began to understand. Change was inevitable, and often it was the precursor to something truly magnificent. His spirit, though weary, remained hopeful. Let's take a moment to reflect on the ugly duckling's journey so far. As you lay there, gently close your eyes and think back to a time when you felt different, out of place, maybe even isolated. But remember, like our little duckling, you too have the power to transform, to grow, and to rise above the trials that life presents. As our ugly duckling endures hardship, it reminds us that we too have had our own trials and tribulations. As you lay there, eyes closed, breathing soft and steady, I'd like for you to think about a moment in your life when you faced a challenge. It doesn't have to be a grand or monumental challenge. Sometimes it's those seemingly insignificant obstacles that have the most profound impact on our lives. Maybe it was a time when you had to make a difficult decision. Stand up for what you believe, or even face rejection or failure. Now, as you recall this event, remember that it's in the past. It's not here to torment or bother you. We are simply acknowledging its existence, just like how we acknowledge that our ugly duckling faced his struggles. Observe the emotions that come up without judgment. Look at the event as a bystander, not as a participant. Feel the emotions, but don't let them consume you. Remember, It's in the past, and you are here, safe in your bed, preparing for a night of peaceful sleep. Now, think about how you overcame this challenge, or how you're still bravely pushing through. Look at the resilience in your heart, the strength in your spirit. You, my dear listener, are every bit as brave as our ugly duckling in these moments of reflection. Let's not focus on the struggle itself, but rather on the courage you've shown, the resilience you've displayed. This resilience, this strength, they're part of you. So let's take a few moments to honor that resilience. Breathe in your strength. Breathe out any remaining doubt. Breathe in courage. Breathe out fear. Remember, each wave, each tide that the ugly duckling weathered made him stronger, made him realize who he truly is. And just like him, your trials are shaping you, making you realize you're. Keep breathing slowly and deeply. Let this sense of resilience and strength wash over you. And when you're ready, we'll continue our journey with our little friend who's about to experience a life-changing transformation. Let's continue our journey together, dear voyagers. As you lie there, your body relaxed, your breath steady, let us return to our friend, the little duckling. He's had a tough journey so far, hasn't he? Remember, like him, you've navigated through your own trials and grown stronger with each wave that life has thrown at you. Now, the winter has passed, and the world is beginning to thaw. The ice-covered pond where our little duckling has found refuge starts to melt away. Spring, the season of rebirth and renewal, is upon them. Now picture this. The sun peaks over the horizon, its warm rays touching everything in sight. In this tender morning light, our friend, no longer a little duckling, sees a flock of majestic swans landing on the lake. Their grace and elegance are mesmerizing. Without a second thought, and driven by a mysterious pull, he decides to approach them. After all, what could he lose that he hasn't lost already? He takes a deep breath, drawing strength from within, and steps towards the water. As he moves closer, he catches a glimpse of his reflection. But what he sees, he's not the same creature he remembers. His feathers, once dull and scruffy, have transformed into a radiant white. His neck, once stubby, is now long and graceful. Voyagers, our friend was a swan all along. The trials of life had not diminished him, but allowed him to grow into his true majestic self. This is the moment of self-realization, a moment we all strive for. A moment that signifies not an end, but a fresh beginning. Just like our friend, we too go through transformations, though we may not always see it in ourselves. But remember, every experience, every trial is a step towards discovering our true selves. And so, dear voyagers, It was that our duckling, once considered so peculiar and out of place, experienced a transformation like no other as the seasons shifted around him. He too was changing, growing, until one beautiful morning he gazed upon his reflection in the glassy waters of the pond. No longer did he see the awkward, ungainly creature he'd believed himself to be. In his place was a majestic swan, resplendent with pure white feathers and an elegant arched neck. The other creatures on the pond gazed in awe, hardly believing this was the same creature they had once shunned. The swan himself was equally amazed, his heart filled with a soaring joy as he realized the truth. And now, dear listeners, imagine your own reflection in the serene, still waters of the pond. Now, envision yourself as you were, perhaps weeks, months, or years ago. Acknowledge your past self and the trials, tribulations, joys, and victories that were a part of your journey. And now, allow your image in the water to shift and change, much like our beloved swan did. See the growth, the change, the evolution that has occurred over time. The reflection you see is not an image of perfection, but it is a testament to your resilience, strength, and the personal growth you've undergone. Imagine the feeling of your past self meeting your present self, acknowledging the journey that you've taken. Allow yourself a moment to feel a sense of pride, joy, and even amazement at your personal transformation. This is you. This is your journey, your growth, your story. Take a few moments to just be with this vision, just as the swan did on that beautiful morning, recognizing and embracing his true self. You're on a similar journey, voyagers, each day taking you closer to understanding and embracing your true self. Your journey is unique, your transformation beautiful, and I hope this visualization serves as a gentle reminder of just how far you've come. Now, my dear friends, we find ourselves nearing the end of our tale, but it is only the beginning of a new journey for our feathered friend. No longer is he the ugly duckling, a name born out of misunderstanding and narrow views. Instead, he's finally discovered his true form on the quiet pond where our story began. The swan, previously known as the Ugly Duckling, glided gracefully, his pristine feathers shimmering under the sun's golden glow. He looked at his reflection in the clear water, and what he saw astonished him. No longer did he see a strange, clumsy creature looking back. Instead, he saw a graceful swan, majestic and beautiful. You see, all this time, he had been a swan, not a duckling. He was never ugly. He was just different, not less. This revelation didn't change the fact that he had felt isolated and misunderstood. But it gave these experiences a new meaning. He realized that all his trials, tribulation, the swan finally understood he belonged, not to the ducks, but to a flock of his kind, the swans, and they welcomed him without judgment, without hesitation, for he was one of them. In their warm acceptance, the swan found something more valuable than belonging. He embraced himself, his true self. He was a swan, not an ugly duckling. This was his truth, his identity, his beauty. He was no longer defined by the perceptions of those who didn't understand him. His true self, his true worth, was not something anyone else could determine. It was something he found within himself, in his heart, a kind heart that had endured, learned, grown, and now finally found its place. And so our tale reaches its tranquil end, not with an ending, but with a new beginning. The beginning of a life lived true to oneself, a life of authenticity, and a life of self-love and acceptance. Now, dear voyagers, as our swan found his reflection in the still, cool waters of the pond, he came to see the beauty within him that had been there all along. It was a beauty he hadn't been able to see when he looked at himself through the critical eyes of the ducklings around him, but it was there, nevertheless, shimmering brightly under the morning sun. Take a moment to let that sink in. The swan didn't change. He simply found a new way to see himself. His worth was not determined by the opinions of others, but by his own understanding of who he truly was. And so it is with all of us. So, as we bid our friend, the swan, a fond farewell, let us bring his lesson to our hearts with a simple but profound affirmation. Please repeat after me, either aloud or silently in your mind. I am enough, just as I am. Take a few moments to feel the weight of those words. Let them sink deep within you, like a pebble into a calm pond, sending out ripples of self-acceptance and self-love. Now, let's say it again. I embrace who I am. Feel the words resonating within you. Feel their power and truth. You are not defined by the expectations or criticisms of others, but by your own unique journey of self-discovery. Finally, let's affirm, my journey is unique and beautiful. Every twist and turn, every high and low that you've experienced has brought you to this point in your life. You are continually evolving, just like our friend, the swan, and that process of becoming is a beautiful one. So, my dear voyagers, as we lay here in the twilight of the story, hold them close to your heart as you navigate the voyage of your life, and may they guide you to your true self, just as the calm waters of the pond guided our swan. Remember, you are enough. You embrace who you are, and your journey is unique and beautiful. There we have it, dear voyagers, the tale of the Ugly Duckling, a story that many of us have heard since our youngest days, yet it never fails to inspire. A story not just about an ugly duckling turning into a beautiful swan, but a testament to the power of self-discovery and transformation. As we've journeyed through this tale together, we've felt the isolation of the ugly duckling, the ache of his differences and the trials he had to endure. We've also witnessed the immense joy and relief of his realization. The moment he saw his reflection, not as an ugly duckling, but as a majestic swan. In many ways, the story of the ugly duckling mirrors our own life experiences. We have all had moments when we felt like that little duckling, haven't we? Out of place, unsure of ourselves, and maybe even convinced that we're not good enough. But, dear voyagers, as the story beautifully illustrates, it's these very differences, these struggles and trials that carve the path for our personal growth. And sometimes it's only by enduring the pain of being different that we can truly understand and appreciate the beauty of our uniqueness. So, remember, like the ugly duckling, we all have the potential to transform, to discover our true selves, and to find our place in this vast pond we call life. And in that journey of self-discovery, there will be times of struggle, but there will also be moments of great revelation and growth. And when those moments come, when we truly see ourselves not through the eyes of judgment, but through the lens of love and acceptance, we'll realize that we were never ugly ducklings to begin with. No, dear friends, we are all swans in our own right, each with our own unique beauty, ready to spread our wings and glide gracefully on the serene waters of life. There we have it, dear voyagers, the tale of the ugly duckling, a story that many of us have heard since our youngest days, yet it never fails to inspire. A story not just about an ugly duckling turning into a beautiful swan, but a testament to the power of self-discovery and transformation. We've felt the isolation of the ugly duckling, the ache of his differences, and the trials he had to endure. We've also witnessed the immense joy and relief of his realization. The moment he saw his reflection, not as an ugly duckling, but as a majestic swan. In many ways, the story of the ugly duckling mirrors our own life experiences. We have all had moments when we felt like that little duckling, haven't we? Out of place, unsure of ourselves, and maybe even convinced that we're not good enough. But, dear voyagers, as the story beautifully illustrates, it's these very differences, these struggles and trials, that carve the path for our personal growth. And sometimes It's only by enduring pain of being different that we can truly understand and appreciate the beauty of our uniqueness. So remember, like the ugly duckling, we all have the potential to transform, to discover our true selves, and to find our place in this vast pond we call life. And in that journey of self-discovery, there will be times of struggle, but there will also be moments of great revelation and growth. And when those moments come, when we truly see ourselves, not through the eyes of judgment, but through the lens of love and acceptance, we'll realize that we were never ugly ducklings to begin with. No, dear friends. We have our own unique beauty, ready to spread our wings and glide gracefully on the serene waters of life. I invite you to join me in a mindful body relaxation exercise. Let's start by finding a comfortable position, ideally lying down, allowing your body to sink into the soft, embracing surface beneath you. Close your eyes if they aren't already and draw your focus inwards. Imagine your body as a vast landscape and your mind as a gentle breeze flowing over it. Start from your toes. Feel them gently relaxing, releasing the last bit of tension. The breeze of relaxation moves upwards, covering your feet, relaxing your ankles. Now it's traveling upwards, washing over your legs, your knees, releasing any tension or discomfort. Your legs feel as light as a feather, completely at ease. The wave of relaxation continues its journey, reaching your stomach, your chest. Each breath you take deepens this sense of relaxation. Your body feels heavy and light at the same time. Now feel the wave reaching your hands, moving up your arms, releasing any leftover strain from the day. Your arms are just as relaxed as the rest of your body, completely at peace. The breeze of relaxation finally reaches your neck and head, sweeping away any lingering thoughts, any worries, any fears. Your whole body is now relaxed, floating in a sea of tranquility. You are now fully relaxed, ready to drift into a peaceful, restoring slumber, carrying the lessons of our tale into the world of dreams. Remember, like the ugly duckling transforming into a beautiful swan, our journeys may have their trials and tribulations, but they lead us to discovering our true selves. Your journey of self-discovery doesn't end here. As you drift off to sleep, let the gentle waves of relaxation carry you into your dreams. Rest well, dear friends, for tomorrow is another day to explore. to grow, to embrace who you truly are. And remember, no matter where you are in your journey, you are enough just as you are. As the soft notes of our story fade into the quiet night, I wish you a peaceful slumber. This is Arthur, your guide on these sleepy voyages. Until next time, good night and sweet dreams.